Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine?
The buzz is real. Usher is finally speaking out about his past with Diddy. They were once like family, with Usher even living at Diddy's place for a year. But now, he's hinting that things behind the scenes weren't nearly as perfect as they looked.
This is a lawsuit, right? Lil he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher name redacted, you could tell who it is because they describe him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know, and a lot of more people know, didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy camp?
Remember, he was on one of the talk shows, the white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Is finally breaking his silence, revealing a troubling chapter from his early days with Diddy. What looked like mentorship may have come with a cost, and now, Usher's story is exposing the hidden side of fame. It's a powerful reminder. Not every bond in the industry is built on
trust. You never told me about that, man. But to get back to this lawsuit, right, Lil he also alleges that, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had sex. If you read it in the thing, they never had sex. He made claims that they never had sex, but he How would he grope your anus? Your asshole? How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with 2 other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work, somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your 2 cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometime. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship, or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say we woke up with all my clothes. He said we woke up butt the F naked.
Story is heating up as Usher opens up about his time living under Diddy's roof at just 13. He's now shedding light on the darker side of their relationship and the lasting impact it had. His revelations are shaking the industry and raising serious questions about what went on behind closed doors.
Not yet?
No.
Alright, 16.
No,
16.
slow down. Let's slow down, Jess.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
Behind the spotlight, Usher faced a world no young teen should experience: chaotic parties, blurred boundaries, and moments that left lasting scars. The emotional toll followed him for years, shaping his journey in ways few ever saw. His story is a powerful reminder of why protecting young talent in the industry isn't just important, it's urgent.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even. I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and I mean, damn, pause, but like, check this out. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo. Usher made it.
Usher is bravely opening up about how therapy helped him confront the emotional weight of his past with Diddy. It's a rare, honest glimpse into the hidden cost of fame, and a reminder that behind success, many fight silent battles.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there, Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people
all
are
of
hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Up Usher's revelations are a powerful reminder that fame doesn't erase pain. With the spotlight now squarely on Diddy, the world is waiting. Will he respond or remain silent? One thing's certain, this is just the beginning. Rumors hint Usher's story may be just one of many, and the full truth is still unraveling.
So, right, and you read all the things that Cassie is alleging and Diddy did to her. Do you believe it?
I go, it gotta be some truth to it because the nigga was quick to pay. I'm not paying a motherfucker shit if I know I didn't do shit and it's just a rumor. Oh, nigga, we finna fight it. I'm not giving you a dime. I'm not finna pay a motherfucker no 20, 30 million just to shut up, just so people won't have, no, I didn't do shit to you. I didn't make you do anything. So I'm not giving you shit. Motherfucker fork over some money quick, and I guess sometimes I guess you got to be in a situation of bad publicity. Motherfuckers feel like, well, let's just shut them up because we don't need bad publicity. I don't give a I'm not giving you no 30 million, 40, whatever for some bad publicity, because I'm gonna fight you and I'm gonna prove that I didn't do a motherfucking thing. If you didn't. Now, if you know there's some kind of truth to that, then yeah, you're gonna want a motherfucker to shut up. So here, take this and shut the fuck up. I don't know what you saying you saw or what I did, but if there's any inclination or small that there might be something, then yeah, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay, and that's gonna make you guilty as So that's what I said. A motherfucker can't start saying Nick did some shit to me and then a week later you got a check in your bank, in your mailbox. Something was wrong. Nick can blackmail you, say this, whatever. If you ain't this, you gonna fight a motherfucker. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna fight. I'm not just finna bow out because, well, they talking. No, I ain't do shit. And they can talk from here to high heaven, but no, we finna fight that. So if you turn around and go, well, yeah, I did some shit, and it's some truth to what she's saying, and I don't even want people to know the small shit. I'm gonna pay her off. So, and I'm make her sign a paper saying you can never speak on this shit again. And so that's how it went down. Because she took her shit and bowed out gracefully. Thank you. But now, that's just gonna make the other motherfuckers who feel like they got something to speak on. They gonna start coming out the woodwork now. Oh, you paid a bitch off? Oh, Nick, let me get mine. Let me get mine. I don't give. I need $1 million. Fuck it, I need $2 million. Fuck it. Yeah, pay me off too. So yeah, it's got to be some truth to her story because he damn sure, everybody else off.
Voice things are escalating as a former bodyguard speaks out, hinting at unsettling moments between Diddy and a young Usher. Now, the spotlight is widening, with whispers that other rising stars may have faced similar situations. What began as isolated claims could spark a much larger reckoning across the entire industry.
This girl that was 17 at the time, she say that, I guess her and Diddy was having relations and he couldn't get off. So he was complaining to her one time that, he couldn't get off, and for him to get off, she had to pinch his nipples real hard for him to get off. I mean, yeah, man, this lawsuit is wild, man.
She should have had on white polish, fingernail polish. No, man, we shouldn't be laughing about that, man, because she is a victim. You know what I'm saying? She is a victim, man, and if this is her victim story, we got to be more, I think, more compassionate. She was 17 years old at the time. She was fascinated by that whole thing, getting on a G4, G5 jet, you understand? And what was her parents, man? What was her daddy, her mama? They didn't miss their child? She didn't come home that night? I don't know, man. I can't fathom the whole idea, man. But it's crazy.
When you hear about this stuff, right, like the 17-year-old girl saying that, Diddy, he couldn't get off unless she pinched his nipples real hard, and you got Cassie saying that, he'll make her look up BBCs and he like to masturbate while she get banged by BBC. You not surprised when you hear about this stuff, right?
Bruh, I knew about the butt plug fetishes because I saw that with my own eyes. I knew about him and Kim being swingers with other people, whether it was another male or another woman or a male and a woman together. I saw that with my own eyes. You got to realize is that after 2005, I didn't see anything that Puff was doing or what he didn't do. Puff had got addicted to opioid, and being addicted to those things bring other drugs on. I seen Puff smoke a cigarette. I never saw him smoke a cigarette. He was on the beach smoking a cigarette on YouTube. Then I seen him, smoking weed and drinking. I was like, that ain't the Puff I know. Drinking like he was and doing all like that. And that ain't the Puff that I knew. You understand what I'm saying? You got to realize he had a certain respect around me because I was his OG from the same.
Rumors suggest Diddy may have exposed a young Justin Bieber to risky habits early in his career, reigniting concerns about how young stars are treated in the industry. Adding to the tension, a former bodyguard has shared a troubling account involving Diddy and Usher, claiming an incident serious enough to send Usher to the hospital. While the full details remain undisclosed, the account hints at a deeper, more disturbing history still coming to light.
So he ain't gonna do what he do around other people in front of me because he know I'm gonna check him on that. But what you trying to do? So to say that what he's being known for with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I seen him and Kim go through. You understand what I'm saying? So people get mad, but it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that.
Crazy, man. So all this stuff about him having fetishes is true.
Oh, no doubt. Especially if he getting butt plugs in different flavors.
But speaking of butt plugs, right, I remember some years ago, Cameron, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with mates.
Yeah.
And he found the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of. And then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man. But that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger.